Okay, first I'm going to palpate the rectus abdominis, which originates on the pubic crest as well as the pubic symphysis, and it inserts onto the cartilage of ribs 5 through 7 as well as the xiphoid process. Now, it's responsible for flexing the vertebral column as well as tilting the pelvis posteriorly. And in order to palpate this, I'm gonna just kind of grasp the lateral ridge right here. And I can like feel that right there. Okay, next would be the external oblique, which originates on the external surface of ribs 5 through 12, and it inserts onto the anterior aspect of the iliac crest, as well as the rectus sheath to the linea alba. And its actions include rotating the vertebral column to the opposite side, laterally flexing the vertebral column to the same side, flexing the vertebral column, and it also compresses the abdominal contents. Now, in order to palpate that, I'm going to have him bring his shoulder to his opposite hip. And right here, you can like see that contract. Next would be the internal oblique, and that originates on the lateral inguinal ligaments, and as well as the iliac crest and the fascia of the thoracolumbar. It inserts onto the internal surface of the lower 3 ribs, as well as the rectus sheath to the linea alba, and its actions include compressing the abdominal contents, laterally flexing the vertebral column to the same side, flexing the vertebral column, and rotating the vertebral column to the same side. In order to palpate this, I'm going to have him bring his opposite shoulder to his opposite hip. And this time, the internal obliques will be contracting right here. Next is the transverse abdominis. That originates on the iliac crest, the lateral inguinal ligaments, and the fascia of the thoracolumbar as well. And the internal surface of the lower 6 ribs. It inserts onto the rectus sheath to the linea alba, and its actions include compressing the contents within the abdominal cavity. In order to palpate that, I'm just gonna like grasp this right here, and it's like really deep, so it would just lie in that area. Okay, lastly, I'm gonna be palpating the quadratus lumborum. That originates on the posterior iliac crest, and it inserts onto the last rib as well as the transverse processes of L1 to L4. Its actions include flexing the vertebral column to the same side, laterally tilting the pelvis. It assists to extend the vertebral column, and it also fixes the last rib during forced inhalation and exhalation. Okay, so in order to palpate this, I'm gonna locate the posterior iliac spine as well as the 12th rib and the spinous processes. So it will lie in this area. Now I'm gonna have him try and bring his hip to his shoulder, and right there I feel this muscle contract.